good morning and welcome to the Morning Expresso by the Indian Express. My name is Rahil Philippos and here is today's big story. 2 days after Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat, his wife Madhulika and 11 others were killed in a tragic chopper crash near Coonoor, they will be laid to rest in New Delhi this afternoon. Prime Minister Narendra Modi met the family members yesterday and led the nation in paying tribute by placing a wreath and offering petals before each of the 13 caskets. And next up are our stories exclusive to the Indian Express. In our opinions page today, we have D.S. Hooda, the former General Officer Commanding-in-Chief of the Indian Army's Northern Command, writing about CDS General Bipin Rawat's tragic death and the impact that he has had on the military. India stands out as a poor and very unequal country with an affluent elite, where the top 10% holds 57% of the total national income, including 22% held by the top 1%. Meanwhile, the bottom 50% holds just 13% in 2021, according to the World Inequality Report 2022. The report also flags a drop in global income during 2020. We explain the key findings for India and take a look at the reasons behind the stark rich-poor divide. Now for our stories from the front page. 3 weeks after Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced that the 3 contentious farm laws would be repealed and days after the parliament officially annulled them, the protesting farmers who have been gathered at Singhu border for a year officially dropped the curtain on their protest. The SKM, which is an umbrella body of about 40 protesting farm unions, said that with the centre agreeing to several of their key demands, the current agitation stands suspended. Hours before the SKM gathered at the Singhu border protest site to take that final call, the protesting farmers already knew what was coming. They had already started to pack up, pulling down tarpaulin sheets that had been covering their tractor trolleys. When the leaders finally announced that the agitation was suspended, celebrations spontaneously broke out across the protest site, with farmers climbing atop tractors and dancing, and several small groups breaking into song, all soaking in their collective victory. Next up are our must-reads for the day. Hours before the chopper carrying him and 12 others, including late CDS General Bipin Rawat, crashed near Coonoor in Tamil Nadu, Lance Nayak B. Sai Teja made a video call to his wife in Chittoor, Andhra Pradesh. Meanwhile, the father of another victim of the crash, Lance Nayak Jitendra Kumar Verma, recalls how his son promised to take him on a long trip the next time he was home. The family of junior warrant officer Arakal Pradeep, on the other hand, is yet to break the news of his death to his father Radhakrishnan, who is on ventilator support due to a chronic pulmonary disease. For most residents of Nagaland's Oting village, including the 6 who were shot dead by the Indian Army on December 4th, the mines of Thiru Valley have grown to become a lifeline. A few tea plantations and broom grass and paddy cultivation are other means of subsistence, but these offer very little income. In a state that reports some of the country's highest unemployment rates, for many residents, mines are the only way to make money. Government school uniforms in Rajasthan, which are mostly brown, will soon be undergoing a drastic makeover. Why, you ask? Well, the state's Congress government believes that the uniforms, which were first introduced by the Vasundhara Raje government in 2017, bear too much of a resemblance to the uniforms donned by RSS workers. Students will now be wearing a uniform that is a combination of surf blue and dark grey. And finally, former Indian cricketer Dilip Vengsarkar writes on the BCCI's decision to make Rohit Sharma the India white ball captain across ODIs and T20Is. That's all for today's Morning Expresso. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe to the Indian Express's YouTube channel for the latest news updates.